stores connected and operating. Despite unreliable infrastructure, skeptical investors, and communities run by broken tech promises before, your mission is to prove that rural broadband can be profitable, sustainable, and transformative, and that small towns deserve innovation too. Complete 5 mission events to turn Heartline into the backbone of rural America's economy. So we start this campaign, and essentially, so the campaign is like what's happening in all 5 missions. This is the first mission. Rural stores need low bandwidth fix. 2 stores lost internet at 6 a.m. daily. Orders fail, shelves are empty, families drive 30 miles away. Big telecom won't help towns under 5,000. Pick your solution. So, Annika, I'm gonna make you play the game. Which one of these strategies do you want to pick?
Hold on, I'm reading.
Yeah, take your time.
I would probably interview rural store owners before building, but that's a very quick decision, having not really read the other 2.
That's perfect. So the decision Annika picked cost 20 tokens, and now she basically, there's arrows that come above to show which AI agents and models that you can use that are in the R&D department to complete the task. So Annika, you have Mark, who's an overthinker. You have Joe, who's an analyst. Slow down a little bit, Jason. She can read it.
Okay.
And then is there one more, or is it just those 2?
Just those 2.
Okay, so
I'll go with Joe.
Okay. Okay, so now Annika, you get to tune the prompt. So the prompt is as it is right now, but tell us how you want to tune the prompt.
Generate a formal interview framework for Joe to conduct interviews with rural store owners, highlighting key questions about their business environment.
So basically, you'll tell Jason which panel.
I think we need a little more context.
So this is hooked in directly to LLMs, where it's updating in real time from an LLM. So
framework for Joe to use when interviewing rural store owners or developing their questions to explore their current business. The only other thing I might do is maybe add like a little bit of urgency, but
okay, execute the task. Well, I guess after.
Now I want to get it. Yeah, you can execute it. Now I want to get it right.
Fine, Annika. This is just a test.
So the loading bar is going over the agent because it's actually completing the task. And I wasn't paying attention to this personally, but as you were moving those systems over, the actual character was emoting because it's helping the player understand is that context and everything right for the agent. So we're going to get a result in a second. So basically, your team executed the interview rural store owners before building strategy. With Joe leading the effort, the mission was completed successfully. So your reputation went up and you earned user trust. Okay, so now keep going to the next campaign. Okay, so basically, there's a rollout bottleneck. There's a bottleneck with how this is actually rush hour crushes your network daily. So cards are declining for these stores and orders are vanishing. So select next. Okay, so Hannah, really quick, pick a. Well, wait. Ask Orby for help, Jason. So, like, which strategy should I pick?
The back end might be having issues.
Okay. So keep going, but this is where Orby actually will give you guidance, and that Orby doesn't tell you the answer. It'll kind of give you, depending on which strategy you pick, it'll say like, hey, if you go this way, it might potentially do this. If you go this way, it'll do that. So Hannah, pick a strategy.
Reassign my best agents.
Okay. So you have Jen the Speedster and you have Ren, who is the perfectionist. Which one do you want to select?
Jen.
Okay. So, select Jen.
Let's go more clarity and more urgency and more autonomy.
Okay.
I think you and Annika have that urgency thing in common, huh?
So right now the character is thinking as opposed to like celebrating. So there's something you did that made it happy. There's something that you did that made it like not as happy. So I'm just looking at time. I'm gonna kind of speed us up here, but go ahead and execute the task, Jason. So through these next three, I'm gonna just like kind of speed run this so we can get to the learning moment at the end, and then we can kind of get through more of the conversation. But so what changed? The morale and stability changed. So keep going. Close. So pick 40. So essentially what this said is there was a store owner that was complaining about your application, and he recorded a video that went viral on TikTok. How are you going to handle it? And so essentially, I decided to spend a lot of money and to develop a mini docu-series in order to combat that from a PR perspective. So the agent's happy with the task that we've given it. So yeah, now just like, I guess try and not run out of tokens, Jason, and get to the end for the learning moment.
Bullet.
Taylor, how do they earn tokens, or are they given a set at the beginning of each campaign?
That's a great question. So what we did is we just stood up this system where they were given 100 tokens, but the business is earning revenue. So the long story short is the business earned revenue, which boosts token. Gotcha. And so kind of what the learning moment will tell you more about what you're learning, but you want to optimize for profit, right? And you don't want to run out of tokens. And so by the time you get to the end, it's going to get to a point where a learner can't execute certain tasks because they don't have enough tokens to do it, or the learner can completely run out of tokens because they weren't optimized. And so at the end, the learning moment recaps what happened. Did they actually land the partnership? What they learned from a business perspective. So sometimes the learners like ignore the viral video. And then last but not least, it tells them their usage of AI models. So it'll be like, hey, when you use Mark, you were working with Claude, and that was the best task to use from an engineering standpoint. When you use Creative, you were working with GPT Mini, and if you had instead picked a different one, it would be more efficient. So what keeps the learning moment generates? So all of these systems are live. The dynamic event system is going to be personalized to every player. So every player is going to experience a different level of events based upon where their business is and what their business is. And every learning moment is going to be personalized to that user, because of course some users will have run out of money. Some users would have, used the right LLMs, others would not have, but it tells them and reinforces like, Mark is this model, this is how this model works most efficiently. Is there an extended learning moment, Jason, if you press next?
Yeah, I think this returned one of our stock. Something happened on the back end. There's usually more here. There's like 3 paragraphs talking about your campaign.
Go ahead and press next. Okay, so essentially, it looks like Orbi is kind of like down right now, but this all is generated by AI and will dynamically generate based upon how the player plays. So essentially, go ahead and stop sharing your screen, Jason. So yeah, this is a vertical slice of the game. Every narrative is dynamically generated by AI. All of the learning moments will be dynamically generated based upon how gameplay actually is happening. And what you're not seeing essentially is like there's going to be a lot more gameplay moments where, like, if we say a store is mad, like there's going to be visuals accompanying it, and gameplay will increasingly get more complex based upon where the learner is. So this is like one of your entry level, like this is like day one the learner goes in and they're learning prompting. So I know we have like 4 minutes left and we have a lot of other material to cover. Like I did want you all to hear what students had to say about this experience, and then also kind of go through what AI literacy is tied into those 6 different curriculum modules, but I'll pause just because I don't know if you guys have a little bit more time and what questions and comments you guys have so far.
Yeah, I unfortunately have a hard stop. It was helpful at the end for you to kind of explain sort of, okay, well, you did this and this is why you did it, and this is the AI you used. Is there then an opportunity for them to even do a deeper dive of like, okay, well, I used, I don't know, Perplexity, and this is how you could have used it better, or this is how you could use it in another situation. Like, is there any other deep dive into?
So the answer is yes, and there's 2 ways that deep dives occur. So everything you're seeing in that learning moment is tuned by our AI engineers. So as deep as we want to go in that learning moment, we can go.
Okay.
So right now, what we're working with Rebecca on is understanding like how deep do we go when, but everything's generated by AI, so like anything is possible. It's how far as we want to go deep. And what we saw in the students playing is once they go through it and the AI is giving feedback on their experience, they go and replay it. And so essentially the AI tells them, hey, this is what you could have done better. And students we saw were replaying it over and over again because they care about how much more profit could I get? Or a lot of them had run out of tokens. So they were like, well, I definitely don't need to run out of tokens to get my partnership. So that's how that reinforcement works as well.
Okay, that's great. Since we're at time, and I think it's really important for us to continue to learn and dig in more, I'm wondering if, Maria Larkin, we have our impact area meeting on Monday at 3:30. Stimuli team, is there any way, and Heartland Forward team, could you all jump on at 4 so we could extend the impact area meeting on Monday?
Yeah.
Holiday week, but
No, we have time available, and then we can even show you the deeper learning moments. Like we can make sure Orby.
that would be great. I would love to
giving what
see
it
that.
is. Yeah.
Mary Larkin, does that work for you?
Yeah, totally. I'll extend it and or I'll extend it and I'll invite Taylor and the Stimuli team to join us at 4.
Well, let's do a new
A
calendar.
new invite. Okay.
Work. I think there's things that we need to talk about on other topics.
Perfect.
For that, so like if you could just send to Stimuli and then the Heartland Forward team for 4, we'll just have
Yeah.
2 different things.
I'll do that.
As long as you want to make it, we don't have any other like meetings. So if we need to go beyond 30 minutes, we're happy to.
I would say like at least 45, but if people
Yeah.
can do an hour, it doesn't hurt.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, well, y'all have a great weekend, and we'll see you in a couple days.
Thanks everyone. Have a great weekend. Appreciate it.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.